So
No.
now we're recording. So thank you, Marissa, for following through with some of the details of signing up for Up With People's reunion and registering at the hotel, because I think there's two things connected, correct?
Yes, so you first need to register with the International Alumni Association to attend reunion. And there is now on uwpiaa.org, if you go to our homepage, in the navigation, there's a reunion drop-down link. And so that is where you start, because that's got all the information. When you do reunion information, that has an FYI section. It has a tentative schedule. It has some FAQs, as well as the link over to the registration page. So that's a good place to start. I may do a little reorganizing of it. We kind of pulled all the things that we created last year and put them in that one place. And now I think I want to go make that even a little bit more easy to digest, but it's at least a step up.
I registered just 3 days ago, and it was really simple, Marissa. So it went lickety split. And I have one other tip. Once you register and then you go to the hotel only has one option of room for you. It's their basic room. So I made that reservation, and then I called the hotel, and I was able to upgrade to a slightly larger room. And so if you want it, you can't do anything other than the basic room, but if you want additional space, you can do that online or on the phone with the hotel. And then they sent me a new reservation with the it was like $40 more for a room with a balcony, something like that.
Exactly. And if you want to extend your stay, that's how you do that as well. So when you complete your registration with the IAA, you end up with a web page that opens up that says, thanks for registering. Here's your link to the hotel to book your room. And then if you can click right away, and we do recommend you do that, and just go ahead and reserve whatever room dates it's going to let you pick. We have certain ones in our contract, so it doesn't go extra early or extra late, but they're very accommodating. So once you book and you have something, you can call them and say, hey, I have this booking. Here's my number. What I'd really like is to come 2 days before that. Is that possible? And what's the rate?
Okay.
And they've been honoring our rate. So since it's not their high season, they're pretty good about that. We just have to call and ask in our nice Up With People way, you know.
Marissa, do you have a phone number for them? Because I tried to
it
do it
is
to come in Thursday.
It's on
and they
your
weren't able.
it's on your confirmation when you get it from them.
Which
When
I'm looking for.
I don't have it memorized or anything. And what I also wanted to say is, if you don't do your hotel registration right away, you will receive an emailed confirmation from us that you registered for the event. And in that is a hotel booking link as well, if you need to do it later. So that's info. And I do see that Mary has joined us now, our rock star reunion chair. So
Welcome.
I will let her
Thank
say
you.
hi, and you
everybody.
may have some questions for her.
Hello.
Greetings from Tipperary in Ireland. I'm sorry I'm late joining. I'm literally just in the door from work, so apologies for that. Good to see you all. And great to see faces that I kind of know from the past. And Marty, who I talk to a lot, she's an amazing cast rep. You guys
She is.
She's like the rock star of cast reps.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah. So you don't really need me, you've got her. So
Yeah, except I'm not this cast, so they're starting a little fresher here.
This is cast
oh, well, you should adopt her.
This is
She's
Cast
great.
Yeah, I'm Jen Stein, and I'm supposed to be doing as good a job as Marty is in Cast A. And I try to keep up with her.
I know. Well, all of you guys are doing a great job from what I see, because you're getting lots of people registering. And thanks to Marissa for filling in and answering a lot of the questions. So I know, Bruce, thank you. I was about to mention what you said, so you got in there. So the hotel are pretty accommodating where possible. And if you run into any issues, definitely let me know. But they have extended, days on either side of our contract, and they will continue to do that where there is availability. So definitely make your booking for what you can book, and anything you need to add to that, just call them. They do have the upgrade rooms, as Bruce mentioned. There's not a huge amount of those. So if people want to upgrade, I would suggest you do that sooner rather than later. And also if you have requests like mobility access or an extra bed in your room or things like that, I would make those kind of requests sooner rather than later as well. They don't have as many as we might be familiar with from the other resort. So any kind of requests like that, I would urge people to do it sooner rather than later. The other thing, and maybe you spoke about this already, or maybe Marty might have mentioned it, because I know for group dinners for yourself, for your own groups, it's best to not talk to me, because the venue are not great with taking group bookings. We found last year that even to go to dinner with a group of 10 people is a bit of an issue. They seemed to take a booking for a table of 4, and it had pushed maybe a table of 6. So they almost fell over when I said these people like to socialize in large groups. Also, we just to let you know that through us, you will get a better rate for your food. So if you book your cast lunch or your cast brunch or your cast dinner on a night that there isn't a group dinner happening, please try and come through me, because I will be able to book it through our food and beverage rates, which is about 35% less than what you'll pay if you just walk into one of the restaurants. Aside from the fact that they won't give you a large group booking, you'll be paying the menu rate in that restaurant. They have several food outlets and some of them are very nice, but I would suggest the one drawback is they're not used to volume of people going into those outlets. So if you're planning even to go to breakfast together or meet people for breakfast, I suggest you go early in the morning. There are places that have little kind of deli takeaway things. There's a Black Fig restaurant, little place. It's really, really good, but again, not used to the volume of people. So even when I was down very early in the morning, going down to the office early in the morning, I would still be waiting a little bit. So we have asked, and I'll update you on this, we have asked for more kind of pop-up coffee, grab a muffin to go kind of stations. And that's something they're working on doing. But we are a little bit of an oddity as a customer for them. You'll see, they're not used to our type of group at all. Who is? But so we are a bit of an oddity to them. But they're very excited to have us. Last year was a huge learning curve for them and for us working with them, because we were new to the venue. But they're very excited that we're coming back. And I have to say, anyone that was with us last year, the food is amazing, the service is amazing. But just not the flexibility of showing up in big groups.
I have a question about the Thursday night dinner and the Friday night dinner. Marty was mentioning that those are planned for us and are part of our reunion. Yes. Now, are those just separate rooms for each cast that have their own?
No, that's one large in the ballroom. Everybody in the ballroom.
I see.
And are tables reserved by cast?
We will make era. We can't
zones.
Yeah, we will have this is the 70s, this is the 60s. And what we try to do to be as fair as possible, if the 60s and 70s were up the front for one session, we try to move it around the room so that everybody gets a fair shot at being close to the stage. But
we have bad vision.
And bad hearing.
No, we saw you guys
our 50th
last year. We know that some of you are able to move better than some of us from the 90s.
Hey, Mary, another key question. Are there any outside restaurants in the area of Talking Stick that if we want to get a bus or some vans and go off-site, are there any options for that, or any places we could look for that if we want to do that?
There probably are, and there's also another hotel that's literally across the car park. Personally, I don't know of people that did that, and we'd rather you didn't, because we really need the food and beverage sales to keep our pricing, our food and beverage requirements with them. There are quite a few restaurants within the building. I should say that there's a lot of choice. There's an amazing seafood place. It's a very contemporary restaurant. There's a lot of choice within the building. There probably are. I don't know of anyone that did that last year. But we are quite close to a lot of things. There is a shuttle, but the shuttle does not go downtown. It only does a small little loop. It's not. So I'm not sure if that goes by restaurants. I can find out where it goes. But
that'd be great.
There is no shuttle at the airport. Sorry.
Ken's cast, the first night, the people who were there early on Wednesday, they kind of carpooled and they did go offsite to a Mexican place and they really enjoyed it. So I can get a little info from them. I didn't go along, but the family went.
And I live.
We were dividing up the ballroom.
Yeah, I live in the area now, so I can go down and check
Oh.
it out. I mean, it's like a 40-minute drive, but I can go down and see what I
Yeah.
can figure out. So we can.
I have a
spread-
castmate who lives just a couple miles away as well. I could
Yeah,
get
so
some
just
tips from
again,
him,
it
but
really
we do
helps
want to
if
keep
we-
on site as much as possible.
Yeah, we really do. And we're happy to help, make sure you have a room. So if I know that on Wednesday or Thursday evening, or sorry, Wednesday or Saturday evening, you want a room for 20 or 30 people for your own dinner, please talk to me, because it really helps us to keep our food and beverage requirements with them. And as I said, we will get a much better rate than you just going straight into one of the restaurants there. But there are very nice restaurants there. And there is a good choice of different types of food and things like that.
Okay.
So I just want to think of this when I mentioned shuttle. We are working on hopefully being able to offer our own shuttle service to the airport, because there is none there at the hotel. The shuttle that they run is a little thing that is a loop of a shopping mall and a couple of places. So we're just working on having that detail soon, because it's quite a pricey taxi or Uber ride from the airport.
And of course, it's surge pricing, so it goes up during rush hour and things like that. So we know people who paid 30 and people who paid 70, and it was just based on when they arrived. So, and hopefully carpooling, or not carpooling, but piling in with other alumni. If we aren't able to make a shuttle happen, then that's the way to go. I think when my family arrived, I came a day early. When the rest of my family arrived, they got a van with another alum who had arrived about the same time, and were able to share the costs. So
Where's Billy Parker when you need him?
I know.
Well, we may have Eric Lundeen, who worked with Billy. We may have Eric helping us out with this. So we're hoping to do that.
Great.
Oh, we got someone
Marty.
else working on this too. Go ahead.
Mary, we were just talking among ourselves before you came on, and I was telling them that we were going to get lunches for Thursday and Friday and Saturday evening, and it sounded like the gang here definitely wanted to join us for Saturday evening, which will probably be late afternoon because the show starts usually pretty early. If that is the general consensus, what's that?
Here.
Oh.
It's Frederic. I mean, it's
Giuseppe,
it's
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe,
Pep. Yes,
exactly.
he was the other Pepe. The other Pepe. Good to see you.
Dentro il micro where?
He has sound in the back. Pepe, can you lower your sound?
Argentine.
Jose? Can you lower?
Hey,
your-
Sachete.
Put down his picture. For the time being, I'll mute him. Can you send him a text in his cell phone?
Okay.
Tell him I muted him because he had
okay.
TV on in the background.
Background noise.
Jim, I would like to take a second to say how wonderful our Catalan castmates have been. Frederic, Josep, Montserrat, and lovely Gloria. Elise and I went over just 3 years ago and stayed 4 days. And I know many, many, many other cast members
I
from.
did too.
I did
Yep.
too.
I did too with my family.
I've done it 2 times.
And they were
We all
wonderful.
do.
Our photos taken in front of the same pub on the corner as a way of comparing notes, but just so lovely. And wouldn't it be grand if all or 1 or 2 or 3 of you could come over? But I know the cost must be enormous. But anyway, molto grazie a tutti.
Anytime.
I just heard
It's a
from
pleasure.
Adriana,
Wow.
who said
Yeah.
she says she's gonna come. She had a very, very, very bad car accident last fall. Multiple surgeries, but she said, I am coming. So cross your fingers and toes. She's
Yeah.
really wanting to be there. And she has had hosted many, many of us in Rome,
Yep. And me a couple of times.
more than twice.
And picked me up at the airport when I came back from my car accident when you guys were back in Italy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I stayed with her overnight and then greeted you guys coming back to Italy.
Right.
Yep.
Somebody was asking, I'm not sure who it was asking for the hotel number if you needed to call the hotel. Was that you, Colleen?
Yeah, I was looking on their website. It looks like I might have the 480-270-5555.
I think we called the 866-877-9000. 9897, and then press 2 for, I think it says group conferences, and that's who helped us extend our dates. Mary, is that
Okay,
what you?
because I was going to come in Thursday and they wouldn't let me book, so I will call them.
Oh, that's weird.
Colleen, did you book online? Or
I
did you
booked online, I went through the link and I tried Thursday, no way, because I thought I don't need to go that many more
Okay.
days and the flights were better. And Wednesday it would let me, Thursday it would not. So I thought this is definitely a booked package that they don't want us to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but that's what I want to do. And I'm
No, you
sure for a
should
lot of
be- you
people,
should-
Thursday
You
would
should
be
be
a
able
good
to
day.
do Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, they were having problems with their website, Colleen. You can try that again. It will
Okay, because I
probably
tried a
work
couple
now.
times, but it's been over a month, so, or weeks.
Oh, no, it should be fine. And if you're
Yeah,
gonna-
now
we'll try it
it'll
again.
work now.
Super,
Yeah.
thanks.
And the other thing, if you're booking rooms, it really helps us if you have a roommate that you put your roommate's name on the booking as well. Just so we can keep a track and know that, you know, for example, if we see your name appearing on 3 different rooms, it might mean people in your cast all think you're going to be their roommate, and then suddenly there's too many rooms booked. So it just helps us keep the list clean and know that all the rooms are going to be used. And
We
make sure
suffered charges last year because of that, so we're
Yeah.
trying to stay on top
it
of it
cost
this
us
year.
$8,000 last year when people didn't cancel rooms and were no shows. So we're really trying to monitor that. So please, you know, within your cast, check if people are thinking certain people are rooming together, that that's all squared away and that people know who they're rooming with, and that you have extra rooms, please cancel them. And make sure you cancel by the date to do that, because otherwise you will get charged for the first night and will get charged as well. So just make sure that there's conversations within your group if you need the rooms or don't need the rooms.
So I reserved a suite for our cast.
Yeah.
So I'm also staying in it, but I imagine it's a bedroom with 2 double beds and then a living room area attached to that with a kitchen and things like
I
that. Is that
think
correct?
I'm not sure if it's a king bed or 2 queens. I'm not sure. I need to
Okay.
check that for you. I can't recall.
All right.
Most suites have a king.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most suites have a king. Okay,
Yeah.
so I've got,
Hey, everybody got to jump off. I've got a client call. Let's do this again soon, because the bigger issue right now is recruiting more people from
yes,
Cascade.
yes, and I'm
Yeah.
going to start sending more videos out. I'll probably do one between now and Friday.
Just to remind everybody, if you are recruiting, that the early bird date is coming up.
Yes.
To that.
March
So
1st.
March
that might-
1st
that
it
might
goes
help
up.
them. Yeah.
And
Right.
Marty,
March
thank you
1st.
so much for including us in your video. You're a talented cinematographer and editor, and we're thrilled to
Marty.
be part of it. Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks. And if anybody wants to send me any stories, if you're using your iPhone or your camera, just make sure it's landscape. Don't shoot it like that, like people talk on the phone. It has to be look like a movie. And I'm going to put my address in there, and you can send it to me via WeTransfer.com up to 2 gigabytes for free. But I'll also put my email address if you have any questions about how to do anything. So I'm typing it up now. I'll send that out to
Yeah.
y'all.
So the other thing, sorry, just to recap in case, I'm not sure if you have other questions for me, but just to remind you that if the group meals, it would be great to start talking to me about that, or Marty, if she's helping coordinate your area, just so we get, because I need to book space for you in our space for them to serve that to you.
Most likely, I would say that Cast B is going to want to do a group lunch on Thursday and a group, or I'm sorry, yeah, like a group lunch on Thursday and a group lunch on Friday. Most likely, we will want to do that too. I
Okay,
don't
so
know
maybe
how
then
many we have
offline-
reserved just yet.
So Jennifer, maybe offline, you and Marty and I can talk about that, because it might work better that if you guys don't mind, that we book that as one big group and we can separate where you sit or whatever, but it might just make sense and get better value for you if I do that, so we can have that conversation. So the most important thing is to remind people of the early bird date. We will soon start posting the additional activities. There's going to be golf, so that's another thing if people are interested in. We're almost at our capacity for Cast T. We can only take 2 or 3 more people in Cast T in case you have people that are bringing teenagers. And Cast K, we have about space for 6 or 7 more, and that's it then. Golf and with our day trips, you know, if we have a minimum number required to run it, that we will also have a maximum, that there will be limited space. So if people are interested, it's really good for them to to get on there and book as soon as it's launched. We will make sure you know when we're launching it. And the date to do those will close well before you arrive. So it's not something you can sign up for when you get there. We have to know the numbers for those activities. So we'll tell you they can be booked between this date, and that'll be it. It'll close out because we have to be able to know the numbers for that. We'd really encourage you to come on those trips because it'll be a fun like travel day experience, and we're going to have sign up bus sheets and so on. So I think it would be great if you wanted to do that as a group as well. It would be a fun experience.
Most of our kids are probably married with their own kids at this
I know.
point. We're at that age range where, you
Good
know.
point.
Well, bring the
Right, yeah.
grandkids.
And
Great
separated
grandkids.
and divorced it and separated.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah,
remarried.
That's right. That's right. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So we'll definitely probably do 2 lunches if we can join, if Cast B is okay with that. We can join, and I'll try to get a numbers of who's all coming. So far, I've only heard from people that can't come. I know Carrie is coming, just a few people. Colleen is coming, but I've only mostly heard from people who cannot.
I have an update. I've been talking to Derek Lynch. And he is on the fence. I'm ready to push him onto the right side of the fence. I've tried Charlie Stansel, Lloyd Schill, Andy Chamberlain, Alan Ebright, and I haven't been able to reach them, although I have some alternative methods that I'm coming up with.
Well, you might be able to convince Tricia to get on a plane with you. If you hold her hand and hand her a tranquilizer, maybe you can get her on the plane with you.
Well, I'm working with her right now. She has someone in Cleveland that lost her husband and has real estate, needs someone. I'm doing therapy 4 days a week, trying to keep my head above water. And I'm going to probably talk to her today and give her an update and see if I can give her a little push too.
So
Yeah, tell her if she wants to fly to Detroit, she can come with me.
Oh,
Well,
don't know how
getting
far
her
she
on
is
a plane is the first thing.
Yeah,
she has anxiety issues about travel.
yeah.
And-
My mother
Also-
used to claw my hand, so I
I've
deal
also
with
heard from Alan Carrier. Alan cannot come. He says, can't they move the date? I said, no, Alan,
No.
we're not moving the date for you.
But having a daughter with some serious anxiety issues, I'm pretty familiar with techniques. I don't think she's going to let me bring her service dog for Trish, but
Right.
but I will try and see if I can get her to join us.
And I will set up some more Zooms. I will do at least 1 a month. Maybe I can do 2 a month because, you know, some people have different times when they can meet and can't. But anything any of you can do to help stimulate and email groups of people. And every time I do an email, I put the Excel file at the top of the email, the attachment. And that has everyone that I have, their email addresses, their phone, their updated address. So I'm trying to kind of just hone on getting that accurate and stimulating. Oh, bye, Ken, you've got a dash.
Sorry, I just wanted to say thank you, Jennifer, for organizing this and
Say hi to Mary.
got me fired up for the reunion. I
Great.
can't believe 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Corona del Mar, I just came up to me, Corona del Mar. I remember 2 or 3 things there. Watergate, am I right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Didn't we
And the
visit?
gas
We
lines.
got visited by a
Edgar
famous
Mitchell.
whose name I can't remember.
Jonathan Winters,
Jonathan Winters,
and
that's it.
then Eugene Cernan spoke to
Eugene
us there
Cernan
too.
and
I think.
Edgar
Cernan.
Mitchell came.
And the other thing I remember is that's where Frank and I wrote Ripping Along.
Oh,
Wow.
I didn't know that. That's
First
great.
time, yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, great to see you all. Fantastic.
Gene
Thank you for all
Cernan,
the hard
yeah.
work you're doing.
It's a
Thank
Good
you.
seeing you, Ken.
And
So glad to see you.
Yeah.
again.
Great
seeing you, Ken.
So
Okay.
guys, I also need to hop off. Is there anything else you need to ask me right now?
Yes, I was cast photographer and I took several thousand pictures during
Great.
our year, but it all was film that belonged to Up With People. So it had to be sent in. I got it processed, I got it printed, and I had to send it in for the Up With People news. Where is all that stuff? I have a picture of
Wow.
Pat Murphy shaking the Pope's hand when he was supposed to kiss his ring, but he didn't know that.
Wow.
And everyone was in shock, including the
I-
Pope, but he was
I think the
gracious.
best person to ask about this would be Elaine, who's working on the Upper People Archives.
Who?
Elaine Kripo.
We'll put her email in the chat. She's working on the
Yeah.
Upper People Archives. So it would be great if she has that, to get that to Eduardo Aguirre, because he's the one that works on all our creative slideshows and memories. And we're looking for any kind of video or pictures. You know, we really want to add to all of our slideshows that we have for reunions. So Elaine would be the best person to know, because she's managing all of the Upper People Archives.
All right, because there's a lot of stuff in there covering our entire year.
Right.
Minus
That
the
would be
month that
amazing.
I was missing, but yeah, everywhere, everything. It's all there.
Yeah,
Just gotta
those
get
would
it.
be great shots for the era video too, if you,
Yeah.
you know, some of those standout moments, if you're able to track them down.
Yeah.
But yeah, Elaine would be the person, I would think, yeah.
Yeah.
All
There you
right.
go.
Can I
great.
just ask,
In the
you guys
chat.
where did you guys stage? You didn't stage in Tucson, did you?
No. We stayed in Newport Beach,
Newport Beach.
California.
I was
Oh,
on
nice.
Balboa Island. I was John Wayne's next door neighbor and got to
Okay.
barbecue with him on his boat the first night I was there.
Wow.
I love the stories.
That's a good
Wasn't as
story
big
to
as I
record
thought
and
he
send
would
to
be, but
me.
he was nice.
So
Oh, cool.
Elaine's email, thank you, Marissa, is now in the chat. And she's the archivist for Up With People. So if she doesn't know, then I would get worried.
Sarah,
Okay.
do you see that? Can you copy it and
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm
pull it off?
taking a picture.
Great,
Okay,
great.
great.
You can just, if you lose track of it, just email communications@uwpiaa.org. That's me. Marty
Or
and Jennifer
email-
know how to reach
Or
me.
email me and I will connect you over. I'm pretty good about archiving my emails. Even if I don't
Okay.
read them all the way through, I do
Yeah.
archive them and go back
And
to it.
I might shoot a quick message just to give her a heads up, because some of the feedback that we did get this last reunion was that a lot of the images people had seen before at past reunions, but the only way for us to change what pictures we show is for the
Is to
cast who are
get new
reunioning
pictures.
to share some, because we have what we have. But we'd love to change that up and to have pictures of those who are going to be there that show up on the screen and you can cheer for them. But you know, we've only got what we've got. So
So
definitely
I
would
should
love
send
to.
I should send some of my picture archives to you as well, Marissa, right?
I sent them to Elaine.
Marisa,
Maria-
To Elaine. Elaine is the person. to send them
Elaine
to.
would, she's the person, and Eduardo is the one who's creating the montages for reunion, and I can connect you to him. He's got quite the collection as well that he pulls from, but you know, it's limited by who we know and who sends things. So,
Mhm.
and we'll spread that word. Mary, I'll have to
year-
put that in the next upbeat or something too.
At
I'll
reunion
look-
last year, we actually had one of our photographers. I'm actually also a photographer in my day job, but we had another alum who's a photographer who ran a session on digitizing your memories, and that was quite a well-attended session. So we were going to see if he's maybe open to doing something like that again, because there are people that have all kinds of great things and great stuff. And we do need to get these saved and archived, you know, for your own cast, but also for the history and the legacy of Up With People. It's great to have that. So any kind of interesting things that you guys have, please do, you know, consider making sure they're part of the archive somewhere.
I have an entire suitcase with our billeting packages from every single city we were in, every newspaper clipping, pictures. It weighs about 50 pounds. I would have to ship it out to Up With People, but that was saved in the fire. It was double sealed, so there's no
Wow.
soot problem, and that
Wow.
I got it. So
Wow.
I think I
I'll
took
tell
that
you.
to our 20th, and we picked through it, and then I packed it all back up, and then it's been sealed ever since.
Well, a lot of times I have to do things pretty fast. I call it quick, fast, and dirty, you know, simple. And what I do is just use my digital phone. I try to, if it's a picture and it's glossy, I try to set it up on a little stand or something kind of like this, you know, where I don't get light reflection on it. And I just frame it in, snap it, put it into iPhoto, and then crop it if I need to. And that's how I scan something really quickly if I need to. So if you have some really great pictures, any of you want to share, that's a fast way to do it. And it's usually
Actually, just while I think of it, another thing Elaine has been asking for a lot is cast itineraries or schedules from the road. She's always been trying to gather those. So I know there are some casts, and my own cast is a guy who's got a photographic memory, and every day he posts on our Facebook page, this day 28 years ago, where were we? And he can give us the whole schedule of what we were doing and what food crew cooked.
wow.
Yeah. So if you guys have anything like that, she's always looking for things like that. And pictures of your schedules or anything like that. You know, she's anything like that really helps her. Newspaper.
I will send to Elaine's the stuff I have. I just digitized 2 books we did, one at the end of our 6-month tour in Europe and one at the end of the year. We did poetry books, writing, you know, anybody who wanted to contribute something, they put it in, they published it. I think Bruce Erley was actually responsible for doing some of that. So you have to leave.
Adios.
Yes,
Okay.
it's dinner time here. Okay.
Thank you, Mary.
It's been wonderful. Lovely seeing
We'll do
you.
it again, Frederic, okay?
Yeah, anytime.
Good
It's
seeing you.
very
Frederic,
easy.
what
A
city
link
do you-
and just step in.
Frederic, what city do you live near?
He's in
Sorry?
Barcelona.
I'm in Barcelona,
Oh,
Barcelona?
okay.
Catalonia.
There's
Yes, I know
5
that.
Catalonians that all live
Yeah.
there, and
Frederic,
Hopefully.
I walked by there when I did the Camino de Santiago.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, you're brave
From
doing that.
from
Mhm.
France to Santiago.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, no, that's,
Beautiful.
yeah, I know it is.
Yeah.
Great
Okay,
seeing you,
so-
Frederick.
See you the next time. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao. So,
I might also still have the Patrice Barkley poster with all the signatures from the entire cast that I saw when I woke up from my coma in Italy. So
wow.
if that's in the suitcase, I'll get that digitized somehow.
Wow. Carrie, you should make a little video of yourself explaining what happened to you.
Yeah.
That would
Oh,
be,
actually, yeah, send that to me.
Yeah, for 4.5 days, there was nothing.
yeah, Carrie was in a terrible auto accident.
Oh
and
my
was in a
gosh.
coma, was in a coma, and we didn't know if we were going to lose him or not. And it was quite shocking.
Wow.
I was pronounced dead officially and woke up to them reading me my last rites in Latin. And I was racking my brain because it sounded familiar, but it wasn't Italian. So I couldn't understand what they were doing. But I wasn't able to speak for 30 days. So I just had no connection from the brain. So I couldn't say what's going on or, hey, I'm alive or anything like that. They just ignored me.
Wow.
Yeah. Luckily,
And you said, I can't stay here. I've got a bus to catch.
Yeah, my parents were there and they
God.
stopped them because my eyes were open.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I guess it
Well,
didn't.
that's a story
didn't
Elaine
stick.
needs to have in her book.
That's right. That's right.
And
I'm
Okay.
glad
Guys,
you
I need
didn't
to, I
die.
need to hop off because I've got to go on a work call. But please let's stay in touch, and as soon as we have the schedule for the shuttles and the costs and things, I will let you know, and then they'll be live and you can start booking them. But I think for all of those additional things, it's really important to encourage people to jump on and book them as soon as you can. It helps us know, are we going to meet our minimum requirement? Because it's not something we're going to keep running up until the last minute to get people to join. We just can't. The vendors need to know. And it's just been slow. I've learned that high season in Arizona is Christmas and Super Bowl. So getting the vendors to come back to me has just been a nightmare. That's what the delay with this is. They've just been so busy. But we hope to have that up as soon as possible.
So if either of you want to send anything to Marty or I, like just, quick emails, like this is important, this is important, this is
Yeah.
important. I will send it out before the 1st of March. Because it's this week we have to, well, in the next 2 weeks, we need to really put the push on for people to register at the best possible price and to get a hotel reservation.
Right.
Next week, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
at the end of this week.
Next week.
And because we
and-
need to book lunches and dinners, so we need to know who's coming.
Exactly. We need to know numbers. Yeah. And for that as well, I will have to book all catering and confirm numbers 14 days before the week of reunion. So for anyone last minute joining you, we can probably add in 1 or 2 people, but we can't add 10. We can't, you know, so we really do need to have a good handle on our numbers, because
Yeah, advanced planning. is
whatever we
really-
book, yeah.
Advanced planning is really important. So
Yeah.
those of you who did PR, remember.
Prior
Decide
preparation
now.
prevents poor performance.
Yes, yes.
And
All right.
Mary, we still don't know the price for the Grand Canyon yet, right?
No, we're almost there though. We've got 2
Okay,
guys
all right.
now talking to us,
Okay.
which is great. Yeah,
Great. All right. Well, thank you all
Right.
for jumping
Thank you.
on. I'm
great.
very
Thanks,
grateful.
guys.
All right.
Thank you,
Very, very
Mary.
grateful.
See ya. Thank
Thank you
you.
both.
And thank you,
Bye.
Jen and Marty, for doing your things. It's wonderful. And I'll send you everything I can put together.
Great. And we
Sounds
also
great.
should send it on to Elaine as well, Carrie. So I'll send
And
my.
that
Right.
I would just
And you
recommend
guys-
touching base with Elaine and telling her the kinds of things that you have, because she has a limited space and she's picking and choosing kind of what
Send-
she's
send the
able to
best of the best.
store versus digitize versus, you know, what sorts
Well,
of
she
things. And
probably
she has a
rather
lot
have
of schedules.
digitized, right?
Hmm?
Does she want digitized or does she want our actual programs? I have the album that we cut.
That's what I would suggest asking about, because some things have made it there already, some things she can't store, and some a digital version suffices. I know she's been collecting schedules for years now, but does not, and it has a lot of the schedules, so I'm not sure the status. I used to be able to see a spreadsheet that had that on it. I might be able to still have visibility into that. I can look. I can just ask her again.
Okay, but I need to
Making a
talk
note,
to
'cause
her.
my brain is.
Need to talk to Elaine regarding all the pictures that I sent in and whether that got
Yeah.
archived and whether
Exactly.
that is, I don't think that's ever seen the light of day. Other
Huh.
than
Wow.
when they put maybe 1 out of 100 pictures
Yeah.
into the Up With People news that went out. Well, where's the other 99?
Right. We
Right, and-
rarely saw pictures of our cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were flying. It never caught up to us.
I just got an
So
email. from
hopefully some of that
Spartan.
is landed somewhere that
Yeah.
someone knows where it is. I mean, when Up With People shut down, unfortunately, I feel like I heard that a lot of things were not saved.
A lot of things
But-
went to Broomfield and I don't know where
Yeah.
it would be now.
Right, and maybe Phil has an idea if Elaine isn't sure. He's been involved for quite some time now too, so that would be another person to ask. Phil
Phil is
Worcester.
still with you?
He's not with us, he's with Up With People.
Yeah.
So
well,
IAA
I went to
might-
high school with him.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's the Up With People CEO, right? CEO,
He was, but not
Yeah.
now.
yeah, he's still on staff. I gotta,
Okay.
here, I have an email from him from yesterday. I can see what his official
Nice.
title is. Oops, except I'm not here. Phil. He is, yeah, COO now. Operating.
Ah, okay.
And is
Got
Dale,
my E's and
Penny-
my O's mixed up.
is Dale Penny still involved in the
No.
board? Okay. He stepped out.
I don't know. I don't think he's on the board. He's not on the board. No. He's here in town, but he's not on the board.
Right.
They've got Terry Sokola's now on the board. They just added another Michael somebody Goggins. I don't think they've updated their website with other new people. Tressa Finnery is from the 90s. She's on their board now, but then you've got the Robin Lockerman still there, and Robert Signaeus is there. He's the president of their board.
Okay.
But I don't, Seema is their the new president of Up With People, and they're working on a new program that we know some
Great.
about.
Great.
And we may hear more about it during reunion as well, but we're moving ahead with our IAA things. We're adding the alumni community chair has been selected, so I can get rid of a hat. That will be Christina Sayan. So messages may still come from me for a little bit now, but they will be co-authored with her
good.
because she is the alumni community chair, connecting all of our key networker people.
Great.
So just a little bit of.
Great.
extra
So
there
I
for you
just
guys.
heard from Sparlin. I just got an email from Sparlin Shepherd,
Seifert.
or however you pronounce his
Seifert.
last name, Seifert, and he is coming. He said he couldn't get onto the Zoom because he had a crazy work schedule, but he's planning to come and catching up with everyone. So I will put out and try to start to begin to compose an email. I'll wait for anything from you, Marissa, in the next day or so, and try to put the push out and put some links to former videos I did that are still up online that people can watch, and they have spare time and stimulate their desire to want to get together. So
Jen,
okay.
before you send that,
Pardon?
before you send out that email, if you want to send it to me, and
will.
if there's anything to add, before you send it out,
I
I'll
will.
chip in.
I will. Great. Great.
Right.
Oh, great to see you all. Anything any of you can do as well. If usually I send out our missing persons list that I don't have emails for. If you know how to go out and search and hunt for people, if you've got the time to even look for one or two, it always really helps. So thanks for any participation any of you can do to stimulate attendance. That would be great. And be well, and I'll set up a Zoom for about a month from now, and I'll see, maybe I'll send out some tentative dates and see what works for at least the people who joined this one, and then set it up.
Hey, I wanted to say welcome to Arizona.
Thank you. Are you in Arizona, Billy?
I'm in Chandler.
You're in Chandler. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Didn't you used to be a police officer?
Yeah, I worked for the state for 35 years in the Highway Patrol, Department of Public Safety.
I
And
remember.
I was going to tell you, this community you're going to is on a Native American community, and the world is different there.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's true too.
yes, it is very different. In fact, if you get in trouble, I know the chief prosecutor. Huff and I went to high school with her, but I'm just
Is
kidding.
that good or
You
bad?
can get them
No,
off.
no, she is tough. She is tough. She is very tough. But I think you guys will really enjoy the area. You're talking about restaurants, and I know they like to push the restaurant there. But downtown Scottsdale, that's what it's known for, is food and entertainment and everything. And it's 5 miles away. So little,
It's close.
yeah.
And we also are, oh, sorry. We're also working on the possibility of a local artist to design the t-shirt this year. Just a little
Awesome.
inside scoop.
Good for
We
you.
don't have a design yet. We don't have it finalized. You can purchase it sight unseen when you register, or we will plan to at least reveal something about it before we get on site. But we do actually want to have very little on-site sales and just have those as pre-orders, and
Sure.
you can wait until we
Good
know a
idea.
little bit more. But
I think Pavilion is close. They have their big car show on Saturdays, sponsored
Yes,
by
yes.
McDonald's.
And there's also an aquarium there. If you like skydiving, there's actually a skydiving place where they put you above this fan and they blow you up in the air. And there's a lot to do around this because they cater to tourism. Arizona's, that's one of our big things. So welcome to Arizona. I will see you guys. Keep me in touch. And what I do is, after being a police officer for 35 years, I kind of know how to look up people, and I've been going through the list looking.
thank
And if you know where the people live, there you can actually go to a county assessor's office and find their addresses and mail them a little reminder. That's easy, one of the easiest ways. So, but yeah, welcome you guys. It's going to be fun. It's going to be warm.
Yeah.
it's hot.
Like
So-
The schools aren't as
110,
robust as the
115.
other
Yeah,
facilities.
yeah. But it's a dry heat. Remember that. It's always a dry heat.
Yeah,
So-
just like when you stick your head in the oven.
Exactly.
Yes. yes.
Conviction of it.
Hot, but it's dry.
So, all right, guys. Glad to see you all.
Really good seeing you.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Thanks,
I will be
Jennifer.
in touch, and Marty and I are stirring the soup pot for you guys. So thanks for any help you can give us.
Marisa, thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
take care. Nice to meet y'all. Bye.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks so much for joining us, Marissa. I
Yeah,
really
it's always
appreciate
fun.
it.
I love to hear stories too.
Yeah, thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.